Let's say that you are outdoors camping and it is about to become nighttime. You need to build a fire in order to provide yourself with some source of light and heat throughout the night, or until you go to sleep, or until the next day comes, right? And sure, you could build this fire, but it's not going to maintain itself. You need to continue to maintain it. You need to continue to provide it fuel in order for the flames to continue, right? Whether you add more wood or sticks or dried up leaves or paper to the fire, you're going to need to fuel the fire in order for it to keep going. And now I'd also like to bring to mind the common situation of having a bully at school. Someone who is pretty verbally abusive. Or if that doesn't resonate with you, perhaps there's someone at your work or your job who seems to think it's their second job to tick you off, right? It is this person's agenda, right, to bring annoyance into your life for whatever reason. It's often the advice of our elders, right, that you need to not show a reaction to this bully in order for it to stop. Because the bully's fuel is your sadness or anger or frustration after they say whatever they say. The bully feeds off your reactions to them mocking you or annoying you or frustrating you. If instead of showing frustration or anger or sadness to this bully after they said what they said or did what they did, you instead nodded and smiled and said, okay, that would not provide them with the expectation that they have of what you're going to do. Therefore, this bullying would not become as fun to them or meaningful to them to continue doing. Sure, maybe not after just one time of you doing that, but if you do that continuously, this bully or a coworker is not going to find joy or entertainment anymore in trying to stir up some sort of reaction within you. Instead of it being someone who is bullying you, they turn into nothing more than a person voicing an opinion. And is this easy? Not so much. Because oftentimes that bully or that coworker knows exactly what to do to take you off. They know exact words that trigger you. And more often than not, even if you react well by smiling and nodding and saying, okay, it still is going to upset you, what they say or what they do. Okay, it might not forever, but the whole reason before you were reacting in such a way is because their words or actions indeed did change some internal state of yours. But in that right there, you realize that you truly have the power in the situation. Let's say, for example, in your work's break room, they have like snack bags of chips and pretzels and such. And this coworker who takes it upon him or herself to annoy you or tick you off or bully you hates pretzels. They hate it. They hate them. But you don't, and they know that. They see you starting to walk toward the break room. They assume, oh, maybe she's going to get pretzels. And so they run in the break room and grab the last bag on purpose. What they're expecting you to do or say is something along the lines of, you don't even like pretzels. Why do you have to take them just because you saw me coming over here? You know I like them. I wanted the last bag. What are you even going to do with them? You don't like them, etc. Now imagine instead you said, I hope you enjoy those pretzels. That bully is not going to get the satisfaction that they wanted. That coworker is not going to find it amusing whatsoever to grab something that they don't like just to tick you off, if it doesn't tick you off. I'd like you to apply the same philosophy to your own mind. There'll be times in which you'll experience a negative thought, or a stream of negative thoughts, or a stream of negative actions or habits or behaviors, or caught in this limiting belief that you have, right? And it all starts within your mind with your thoughts. And you can fall subject to these thoughts and actions and etc. Or you can begin to accept them. And you might say, what? Why would I accept my negative thoughts? Why would I accept my negative behaviors and attributes? Because by you rejecting them and hating having them, you're fueling them. Through acceptance, you can move through and then onward. It is through rejection or submission or frustration to these things that they will live onward and continue. And that's what I want to speak about today, is the idea of accepting your thoughts, accepting all of them, the good and the bad, right? Oftentimes when we have a negative thought or we start upon our negative behavior, we either submit to it or we try to push it away or bury it down. But just like the fire, those thoughts need to be fueled in order to continue. And just like the bully, those thoughts find a reason to come back because they know that they'll get something out of you. When the thought comes to your mind when you're embarking on learning something new, and it says, oh, you'll never be able to do this, instead of submitting to it or pushing it down or rejecting it, which is not going to rid of it, you say, I hear you. Why don't you think I'll be able to do this? And that thought, as if it's a person, is going to be shocked because it doesn't expect you to react in such a way. It doesn't expect you to step back and notice it. It expects you to instantaneously react. Your logical mind knows that you don't know how to do everything, and that anything you do know how to do, you once learned, and it can apply that same logic to learning anything new. But there's a part of your mind that creates that thought. The part of your mind that perhaps doesn't want to be embarrassed for not knowing how to do something, the part of your mind that was once told they'll never amount to anything, right? It's that part of your mind you need to speak to. It's that part of your mind you need to notice and show love to and accept. It's that part of your mind that in this scenario is being the bully, and you need to react differently to the bully. You could get a nice bowl of ice cream for yourself and have a thought, oh, you're going to gain 10 pounds if you eat that bowl of ice cream. And your logical mind can know, or does know, that one bowl of ice cream isn't going to make you gain 10 pounds. But there's a part of your mind that thinks this is true. Perhaps it's the part of your mind that fears not looking fit, or fears being overweight, or fears not looking beautiful. It's that part of your mind that's creating these thoughts, and that needs to be attended to and shown love. It's that part of your mind in this scenario that's being the bully, expecting you to react in a certain way, trying to get you to do something, not eat the ice cream. But it's that part of your mind that you then need to show love to. So in the first scenario where the mind is saying, you'll never be able to do that, you can say something along the lines of, why is it that you don't think we can learn this, or obtain this knowledge, or succeed in this? And just by asking, you're validating it, you're accepting it, you're not pushing it away, and you're shedding light upon it. You are going through it so that you can move onward. And in the second scenario, you say, what is it that you really fear will happen if we don't eat this, or if we do eat this bowl of ice cream? That part of your mind may then offer up more thoughts, like, oh, I'm scared we won't fit well into our clothes, or I'm scared that we will gain weight, or I'm scared that blah blah blah. It's that part of your mind you then need to address. Address it differently. Move through it so that you can move onward, because if you keep burying these negative thoughts or submitting to them, they're only going to live on longer.